Hey folks, it's King here, and it's a Saturday night, and I have taken the last 4 days or so off from work. So I'm on like a little mini vacation, and it has been pissing down rain almost every night I've been off work. But, you know, no big deal, and I didn't let that ruin my fun. I'm still doing my thing, and you know, my phone just buzzed me. I'm still doing my thing. On Thursday night, I went to go see Rush in concert, and that's where this t-shirt has come from. Rush in concert. And I'm going to show you some photos from the show starting now. It was the Clockwork Angels tour in San Jose on Thursday, which was the 15th of this year, and November, and it was an amazing show. The band sounded fantastic. The way they played was amazing. They are such a tight band for only 3 guys. And this time out was a little different. They brought along a string section in the second half of the show, mostly to play on the new songs from the album Clockwork Angels. But they added such a great sound to Rush, and they were a great addition to the band, because Rush really never tours with any additional musicians, so it was great to see someone else besides the 3 of them on stage. And to hear a string section during the band playing YYZ was unreal. It was fantastic. They're going to film a live DVD for this tour in Phoenix next week, and also in Dallas, Texas. So when the tour's over, there's a live DVD to look forward to, and for all the Rush fans, the VC, it's a must-have, because that string section makes them sound amazing. They also played the Manhattan Project, and with the strings, it sounds fantastic. So I'm going to keep talking while the pictures are being shown. What Rush does with its live show is amazing, as far as the lights and the video screens and the fireballs and the pyrotechnics. It is an amazing looking show, and the show looks fantastic now live. I just can't get over what their stage show has evolved to, because I've been seeing Rush since 1990, which was the Presso tour, all the way to this current tour, and they're just the bomb now. I mean, besides being a tight band musically, whoever's directing their lighting and their video work is doing a stellar job, because they got some big looks with that stage and light set from this current show. Just such color and depth and beauty on that stage to accompany the songs just perfectly. And of course, overall, there's some goofy stuff in there as well, because the band has such a twisted sense of humor, a goofy sense of humor actually, and they show that in some of their visuals as well. But besides the goofy stuff, some really beautiful looking looks from the stage and the production. It was top notch. It was the best I've ever heard Rush sound, and the best I've ever seen them look live as far as the lights. So it was amazing. And we'll take a break from pictures, because I also got another tour book to add to my collection of Rush tour programs. This is the latest one from the Clockwork Angels tour. And you can see right here, it's a little reference to the album cover from Signals. I won't go through the whole thing, since I showed you guys a lot of pictures already, but I'll show you the money shot. And there it is. Give you a little closer look. But that's what I saw in San Jose on Thursday night, and it was fantastic. What a show! What a show! It was much needed, because I was getting stressed out from work and being bands and everything like that. So it was a nice night off, and enjoyed a great show. So anyway, now enough with the rain, Rush, and section of this video. Let's get on to some records. I have a grill here, a Genesis grill. Well, for me it's a grill, and it's a Genesis bootleg, and it's a 3-record set, and it's called Genesis World Dance 1992. There's what the whole thing looks like. And this is a bootleg a live bootleg, 3-record set from their tour in 1992, the We Can't Dance tour, and it's the whole show on 3 records. And this thing sounds fantastic. The sound quality is very good on this. And there's all the songs. As you can see, it's going to take a lot to listen to this. What made this a grail to me, number one, I always wanted a bootleg from the Collins era, late Collins era, and it doesn't get any later than this. But also the live medley they played on this tour was really good. They have a medley of their old songs from the 70s. And so they do all the 70s songs in one big medley, clocking in at 26 minutes and 3 seconds, which takes up the whole side B. And it's great they now have a vinyl recording of the old medley, of some of Rush's older songs, Genesis' older songs, as well as Home by the Sea, Second Home by the Sea, Driving the Last Spike. I got a live version of Domino on here. Tonight, which is medley with Invisible Touch. I mean, this is a great collection. It was recorded in London at Nebworth. It was the last night of Genesis' World Tour in 1992 from the We Can't Dance tour. And I'll show you what the label looks like. It is from a label called Vinyl Virus. And side 2 is this goofy looking picture right here. And side 1. There's side 1. I don't know if you can read that because the light is so bright. But sounds great. It's the whole show. And like I said, the sound is really good. You even get to hear Phil Collins' little bantering between songs as he does his introductions and makes his jokes. I mean, it is the whole show complete. So, really glad to get that one. Another Genesis, well, this is not a grail, this is just a cool find. 12-inch single, Genesis, from the song Mama. I have this on a 7-inch record, but I was always looking for the 12-incher and could never find it. Well, today was the day. I went to Rasputin in Berkeley, California, and they had a copy of it, and a darn good looking copy too, so it even has the custom label on it. They only wanted a couple bucks for it, and I had been hunting this one for a long time now, and great to finally find it, so I can now say I can check it off the list here. I don't know if I would go as far as saying it's a grail, but it was definitely something I was hunting for, and it feels good to finally have Mama on a 12-inch. Okay, this next one is also a 12-inch from Phil Collins. Not my favorite song by him, but this whole packaging looked pretty good. So 12-inch single for Phil Collins, You Can't Hurry Love, and nice picture there. Like I said, not my favorite Phil Collins song really, but I've never seen this in a 12-inch single, and they're becoming very fun to collect, and the labels are pretty nice. Hopefully you can read that. It says Phil Collins in that little gray square there. Really cool. I mean, they're fun to collect because if they look so rare, if they're rare looking, I don't know if this is rare, but I hardly ever see it. So it was fun to finally find this, even though not particularly my favorite Phil Collins song. That one looked pretty interesting, so I went ahead and grabbed it. This one looks interesting as well. And I believe this is the, I think it's the first solo album from Peter Gabriel. They just call this one, some fans just refer to this one as Car. I don't know if it's the first or second. I believe it's the first because it has Salisbury Hill on it. I believe, yeah, this is the first. It's the entire album. This is a German pressing, I believe. What's weird about this, though, is it's this really flimsy cover. Makes me think it's a UK pressing of some kind. And I've never seen this label before, and it's on Phonador label. Never heard of that label before. So I've never seen this album with that label before. So it looks somewhat rare, and I don't really own this record, So I thought I'd go ahead and snatch it up. And there is an insert in here. I think it's just a lyric sheet. Haven't really gone through this one yet. Yeah, just a basic lyric sheet of all the songs. So really cool. So Peter Gabriel's first record, and like I said, I don't really know. I'm thinking it's either German or UK pressing. I'll have to look into this further, but really interesting. And also from Peter Gabriel, 12-inch single for the song Don't Give Up, a duet he sang with Kate Bush from his album So. And this is a promotion copy, so it's gold stamped. And that was only the reason I got it. I love the song. It's a great song. And just saw it, and it was promotional with its promotional sticker. They only wanted $1 for it, so I thought, why not? I dig that song, and it looked like something cool to have. Okay, the last of the Genesis or Genesis-related vinyl finds, something from Steve Hackett, the album Till We Have Faces. And I love the artwork on his earlier records, or most, because I think it was done by his wife. I think she did a lot of the artwork for his covers. They're now divorced, which is kind of too bad. And what was interesting about this album is the drummer Ian Mosley is on this one as well. Ian Mosley is the drummer from Marillion, and it is on Lamborghini Records. So really interesting looking label there. I'm not familiar with this album at all, so it's kind of a blind purchase. I just thought I'd take a chance on it. The ticket price was only $2.99, so I figured, Hackett's music rarely lets me down, or never lets me down, so I decided to give it a chance. So I'm going to give it a spin, see what I think of it later. Okay, this next one is just to satisfy my love for early 80s R&B, because it reminds me of my childhood. So it's Cameo Nights of the Sound Table. It's where we go from Genesis to this. But this is a fun album. I remember my brothers owned this on 8-track and then later on cassette when I was like 10, 11 years old. And the ones I like is the song Nights by Nights, Freaky Dancing, and Don't Be So Cool were my favorite songs on here. They were actually a really good live R&B band. I've seen them in concert one time during the Word Up tour. They were fantastic, and they always have a good horn section on their records, and the bass and drum grooves are really good on their music, especially on this album. So real cool addition. This one was another album I bought, a blind purchase, just on faith. When I auditioned for the current band I'm in, Broken on Undertone, they said some of their songs are influenced by the band Flogging Molly, and that's a name I've heard a lot. I really don't get into their music, so I saw this in the vinyl store for $2, thought I'd give it a shot. Flogging Molly, Drunken Lullabies. I dropped the record. I just like the sound of that title, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And I haven't listened to it yet. I really should listen to these before I make videos about them. But here's the original insert that came with it. Really cool picture of the band. And talks about each person individually and they give their special thanks. The lyric sheet. And a custom label as well. I don't really see. I forgot what record label this is on. It is on Side 1 Dummy Records. And it has a really cool custom label. Actually, I'll take it out of the sleeve here. So give it a better look here. Really cool custom label. I love that custom label. Really nice. Same on the other side. And yeah, so I mean, I've auditioned for other bands too, and they always throw that name out there. Like, we're influenced by Flogging Molly, and so I've heard the name a bunch of times, but don't really listen to any of the music. So, and I don't know if this is their best album or their worst album, whatever. It was only $2, and I thought I'd give it a shot. So, Flogging Molly. Okay, and back to satisfying my love for 80s music. Bought a couple of 12-inch singles for Frankie Goes to Hollywood for the song Relax. And it has the regular 7-inch version, it has the remix, and it has an instrumental version. But this was a fun listen. I listened to this last night, and I forgot how much I like this song. It's a cool song. I mean, I always dug the band. I thought the band was fun. I mean, they were a fun band to listen to. Definitely. And since I'm such an 80s geek, why not? And and there's the pictures in the back. Pretty cool stuff. So, and the next one from Frank Goes to Hollywood, obviously, Two Tribes. And I still remember that video. They had the creepiest looking Ronald Reagan in this video. And I do remember that picture of Frankie Goes to Hollywood, the little war picture. Really cool. There's actually a cover of the song War on here, and some different remix versions of the song Two Tribes. There's even a brief interview with the musicians of the band, the drummer, the bass player, and the guitar player. And really, you can't get more 80s than these custom labels, can you? But this was actually a pretty fun 12-inch single to listen to, because the remix is all medley together, and the interview with the band medleys into the music, and it's a real enjoyable listen actually for a 12-inch single. I enjoyed that a lot. All right, this next album from ELO, out of the Blue. This is a 2-record set. This is a pretty common record for a lot of people who collect vinyl. And there's the really cool looking gatefold, and it's hard to fit all that in one frame. But pretty common record. But I never had it before, so and this is a really good copy. This copy's in great shape. The vinyl looks good too. And what was interesting about it is it has all the original inserts, especially this this little fold out here. These things right here pop out, and of course you can make the old flying saucer thing. And after you cut everything out, it makes this little figure here. So it's really cool. I'm not going to pop these out or anything. I'm going to keep this intact. But I love it when the albums have their original little things in them. The original inserts in them, the extras. They're really cool to dig into. There's just a few more in there if I can just get it out of here. Sorry about that. Came with this poster too, which is just members of the band. And look at all that hair. I mean, that's some serious hair in this band. I mean, this is late 70s, like 1977, I think. But I was just checking that out. I was like, man, look at that hair. It's like, this is definitely a 70s record. And of course, it came with the order forms. You can get the ELO poster and the ELO fan appreciation book. And then the back is an order form to order a rock t-shirt from ELO. So pretty cool stuff. I always find that stuff interesting when the stuff comes with that. The records come with all those cool extras and decent inner sleeves, a real nice little thick cardboard stock, glossy. And this is on Jet Records, and pretty nice looking labels as well. I was listening to this last night and really dig it. Really dig the music on here. I mean, obviously, a lot of the songs on side one I hear on classic rock radio quite a bit. But I've spun the whole first record. Sounds fantastic. I'll probably do the second record tonight. But it sounds great. The music's really good on here. My first memory of ELO, when I was 10 years old, they did the music to a movie called Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John in it. And that's my first memory of ELO. This is a lot better than that song from Xanadu. A lot better than the movie, I'm sure. Okay. Moving on. Something from Triumph, The Sport of Kings. This record came out in '86. I think this was the last album that Rick Emmett, the guitarist, was on. I think the band was starting to split up around this time, and but I remember it did boost a good world tour from these guys, and the song I really liked on here was "Tears in the Rain." I really dug that song. Somebody's Out There was a good '80s kind of pop rock song for the times. You guys remember this was '86 or '87, and so it was a good song for the times. And This also came with a order form, and it was Triumph at the US Festival, where you can order a VHS copy of their concert performance at the US Festival. I had that on DVD actually, and they sounded great at that show. They sounded fantastic at the US Festival, but they were always a good live band. I don't think this is the strongest of their records, though it does have a few good songs on it. It only cost me $2 to buy this, and I think it has, yeah, it does have the original promotional sticker on it. So, what the hell, not bad for $2. So, Triumph Sport of Kings. This record I already have, but because it was sealed, I had to get it. And it is Power Station. Their first or only record, I think. And this is a sealed copy I found. It even had the original. I'd never seen that sticker before. I thought it was cool, and it was sealed. There's nothing wrong with my copy. I mean, there's no scratches or skips, but couldn't pass a sealed copy of one of my favorite records, and they didn't want much for it, so what the heck, I went for it. It's a great album, great album. Another 12-inch single from the 80s. Big shock, right? This one's from The Police, and it is Synchronicity 2. And I just dig this photo right here. I've heard the song a million times. I have Synchronicity, the vinyl. So I have the album, but I just love these pictures. I just love the way this this cover's put together. Thought they were cool pictures. And, you know, it's on A&M, the label is nothing special. The B-side on here, if it's listed here, no it's not. So the B-side on here is a song called Once Upon a Daydream. Never heard that song before, so this will be a fun listen, and one of my favorite songs from The Police. Just dig that song. Another 12-inch single from the band Queensryche, Walk in the Shadows. One of my favorite songs from Rage for Order. Just dig that, and only wanted $1 for this. I thought that was a pretty cool score. Always loved that song, so I went ahead and got it. Now this album I have been hunting down for months. It's hard to find on vinyl. I was going to just buy it online, but I didn't want to give up, at least trying, and I'm glad I didn't do it because it's fun to find these things in the stores. So it's nice not to give up so quickly. It's Stevie Ray Vaughan, In Step. Maybe where you guys shop, this is a common record. I had a lot of trouble finding this record. Love the way he plays, kind of Texas blues rock. Fun album. Of course, this one has Houses Rocking, Crossfire, Tightrope, real good instrumental called Riviera Paradise. Very good album, and love his music. Real sad when I found out he passed away. Big loss to the guitar world, and it's on Epic Records. Finally hunted it down. I mean, it seems like all they had was Texas Flood, and I think it was Soul to Soul. That's all I ever find. That's all I ever find on vinyl from Stevie Ray Vaughan. I didn't think I would ever find this, so patience paid off. Love this album, and it's finally here in the collection. And last but not least, this is a 10-inch record from Joe Jackson, Look Sharp. I've had this before on 10-inch. Got it on 12 as well. And of course it has a gatefold, real cool picture. The only reason I bought it again is because it has the button here. Mine didn't have that. There was like nothing in this little circle. I found a copy that actually has the button. And it is an actual button, as you can see. You know, mine didn't have that. I saw this like, someone actually has the Look Sharp button on it. And that was why I forked over the money to get it. That was the only reason, but real happy that this is in the collection now. And I don't know what I'm going to do with my other copy of it, but real happy just to see that there. Just the completest of me. Crazy. Well, that's it, folks. Hopefully this really wasn't that long. I had a lot to show and a lot to talk about. Rush was fantastic live, and I have the shirt, I have the tour program, and the great memories. And soon there will be a live DVD, and I'm going to be all over that too, you know that. Well, that's going to do it for King. I've got a lot of new subscribers lately, So welcome everybody, and thank you everybody who's been commenting on my last couple of videos. You guys have been just throwing me a lot of comments and giving me a lot of good feedback on my videos, and it's always appreciated. And now I'm gonna throw some Genesis on, kick back and catch up on some videos myself. So see you guys in the next video.